G'day YouTube people. Now Perth is getting a new pedestrian and cyclist bridge down near the Causeway, and look, we've done some videos on this before, but what I want to look at here is the detours that have been set up around the roadworks. So we're going to be down in the bottom right hand corner of this map in McCallum Park. Now this detour has sprung up since I was last in Perth. This was my first ride through it on a Sunday. Now there's no work going on at the site, obviously, on a Sunday. So no machinery going back and forth, no trucks coming in and out, no tradies driving in and out, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, signage is good. Use of cones is really good. This concrete path we're on right now is brand new. They haven't laid down some temporary thing made out of plastic or hessian or something like that. They've actually laid down a really good, wide, high quality shared path using concrete. Absolutely amazing. Now, I don't know if this is just temporary and they'll take it out when the construction work is complete in a year or two, or whether they're going to leave it here. Who knows? But just for me, an incredible decision, how much thought they've put into it, that they've put down what in Sydney would be a major path. Now, I did notice, of course, people there taking a design line across the lawn and cutting the corner. Now, the bit of path we're on here is old path. It's been here for decades, I presume. A little bit rougher, but a little bit narrower. But they've said, well, we can just run a new path up to here and detour people on it, and it works quite well. Now, the only issue with it is coming up here. Now, on the right, there's a subway that goes under the road, and see how that lady in front of me, her back, well, she actually rode off the path. And the reason for that is obviously this path is designed for people to ride into the subway, not go straight ahead. And so it was kind of that funny cutout in the concrete there. I'll just come along with a bag of concrete and just fill that bit in, make it maybe 30 or 40, 50 centimeters wider across there to stop that kind of thing. That was really the only quibble I had with using this path. Now, obviously, some bits of the path like here, that's quite old, it's fallen to bits, blah, 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 but, still quite usable and easily identifiable as a cyclist path. And these things are very well used. And obviously you can see the other side of the worksite over there on the left. Okay, this is where the detour ends. Let's turn around and do it in the opposite direction and see what it's like coming from the other side. And I gotta say, nothing different. It's just, okay, they've made good use of existing cycle path and shared path infrastructure and just added some more bits to make good use of the network. So I guess the reason it works quite well is they already had a really good network of paths in this area. And look, some of these are probably 40 or 50 years old and they're showing their age, like this one. It's narrow, it's crumbling at the edges, it's a little bit rough, tree roots are starting to dig it up in places and that kind of thing, but perfectly serviceable. Now here is where you can see the subway off on the left there. That's where most of the bike traffic would traditionally go, heading over there into Vic Park. And I don't think a lot of bike traffic probably came along here, which is why there was that kind of cutout in the concrete path back there. Anyway, coming up to where the temporary path starts, again, they've done a pretty good job here with the signage, good use of cones. It's really clear, where you have to go. There's a sign there that's got both pedestrian and a cyclist on it. It's a good size. Everything about what they've done here is good. The size of the signs, the visibility of the signs, the sight lines in that the signage is not blocked by anything, by trees or, I don't know, other things. I think someone's really gone all out here and they've ridden back and forth to test it. Now, obviously, this is where trucks and machinery would be going back and forth during the week. So I just thought I'd ride in here to show what it's like from a driver's perspective. You can see very clearly stop sign. They've got gates. They've got signage up on the left to say look for pedestrians and cyclists. And look, for all I know, this is probably controlled by a couple of traffic controllers during the week. So excellent little detour there. I think we can learn a bit from that, and it'd be nice if all detours were built to this standard.